Hello, Dungeon fans. It's the Liching Hour, and I am the Lich, your host for the evening and tour guide. So tonight is Saturday. Saturday nights are, as of right now, are Xcrawl nights. I'm gonna back up for a minute and let's talk about what that means, because I've been figuring it out. Because I've only been doing it for about a month now. We've done six sessions with Xcrawl. So the idea started when I started a campaign Friday nights. Friday nights is the campaign night for Dungeon Crawl Classics. That's the game I run. Solo campaign with a variety of characters, coming up with a story, watching it evolve. And then, but it wasn't enough for me. And I was like, after Friday nights, I was like, man, I can't wait for next Friday night. I want to do it again, but I didn't want to do it every day, obviously. I wanted some time in between, and I didn't necessarily want to start a whole another campaign of Dungeon Crawl Classics 2. I didn't necessarily want to go to another game, so anyway, I found these Xcrawl modules in Dungeon Crawl Classics, and they were interesting to me because um, they were different than regular modules. Xcrawl is its own alternate universe, and I'll put it in its own words. Xcrawl itself is a live on pay-per-view death sport. The players take the roles of professional athlete adventurers who live and die in modern arenas. So there's this alt world that is like evolved from a more magic kind of base than even us. I imagine Middle Earth actually civilizing and building up kind of like we have. So the more I dove into these modules and stuff, the more I found that this world is even more creative. There's actually a rule book I found out that for Xcrawl itself. It kind of sets outside a little bit of Dungeon Crawl Classics, but they also have modules for Pathfinder 2, the same ones, just kind of ported over. So anyway, I found this found this little other alternate world within through the Dungeon Crawl Classic kind of portal, and anyway, what I've been noticing about these modules, it's they because of the setting, because this is a pay-per-view event. You as the players are playing a team of adventurers who are trying to get through this pay-per-view event. It's all action oriented, right? There is a tiny bit of role playing, but not in a traditional sense. Not in, you're not trying to solve anything. You're not trying to get, and there are ways to get around obstacles without fighting necessarily. You can do that. So I guess there is the role playing aspect, but there isn't an adventure aspect. It could be played very tactically if you want, but it's a lot of it revolves around cool combat scenes, and that's what I noticed about all these modules so far. This is the third or fourth one I've kind of looked at. They have some really cool combat kind of setups, like just kind of settings for combat. Here, I'm going to move over so I can see chat room. Like for example, in the last adventure, which was in the first adventure, it was Brooklyn. There was a huge street fight with like 12 ninjas. At first, I was like, "Oh, that seems a little trite," but it turned out to be kind of fun for me because it was like 12 ninjas, and all they could do was they just had throwing stars, and they could disappear, and one hit, and they would disappear themselves. Because this was kind of cool thing about the whole arena thing is these were paid monsters that were playing, and one hit, and they would be teleported to safety, so they wouldn't die. Oh, hey, Pistol Shrimp, I thought you were already following me, but anyway, but thanks for the follow. So anyway, and then the last one we did, which was it wasn't Brooklyn, it was Boston, Toronto, New Year's Evil. That's what it's called, New Year's Evil. That had this cool fight where the setup was that Bacchus, the god of wine and drinking and partying, had kind of ran free in the arena beforehand, and the players don't know this, and they're playing through, and there's this one encounter where instead of being 6 different rooms with all these individual guys, the gates had been left open, and you had to fight all of them at one time, which is cool because it was like one weird eclectic fight. You had a wizard guy, you had this big minotaur guy, you had this orc who was like like a hunter with a bow, and because they weren't a team, they all fought oh, and there's this goblin that created origami creatures that were like summoning creatures that would come running at it, that like tigers and shit like that, and send them at you. Um, and because they weren't a team, they weren't necessarily working together. So yeah, I had to play them all as just doing their own thing, their own tactic. And because of that, it created this kind of cool and kind of cool fight, like with all these different agendas going on, and I got a chance to play out the counterspelling rules in Dungeon Crawl Classics with two wizards fighting, and that was cool too. So anyway, when I approached the next one, this one we're gonna dive into tonight, I realized that maybe I wanted to approach these Xcrawl modules a little differently than the traditional kind of adventure. I was approaching them kind of like I had a party. I'd play like I was both the players and the DM, and play it like an adventure. But then I was finding the what I like best about these modules is the little setups, not necessarily the whole story all around it. I feel like that's all. I don't know. It doesn't fit with kind of where my head's at when I do this. But I really like the setups. So I think I'm gonna do these where each session, like tonight, is going to be one. I'm going to extract a battle situation out of this module, and we're going to play that. It's basically what I've been doing, but I'm going to skip over like in the beginning of this module, there's a boat race. You're racing through the swamps, like a swamp kind of thing on what's it called? One of those things you take through the bayou, and I forget what they're called. All right, this is gonna bug me until I tell you what I'm talking about. Yeah, airboat, hoverboat, or whatever they're called. So and it's cool, but it would be way more cool with people, with people, because there's decisions that I would just on my own, it wouldn't work as well. I felt when I play it out and think about it, it felt a little empty. So what I'm going to do is kind of skip ahead to the first battle, which is cool. It's a battle of the bands, which brings me to what we're playing tonight. We are playing Louisiana, or we're beginning Louisiana Rising. It's set. This Xcrawl is set in Louisiana. It's got a cool premise because it was born off the idea of the tragedy. The setting itself supposes that a huge storm flooded a large portion of Louisiana, and it was a magical storm. And this Xcrawl is a big fundraiser event to raise money to help. And then the actual module itself, the donates its proceeds. If you buy it, it donates proceeds to let me find out where. It's two places actually. So if you want to pick this up, it's a cool module, and you could run it in any. And there's one for Pathfinder, one for Dungeon Crawl Classics. You could run it for anything really. The proceeds go to. Why am I not finding it? Okay, the Second Harvest Food Bank and Zeus's Rescues. You can find this module at goodmangames.com or Drive-Thru RPG. That's where I got the PDF. PDF or a hard copy from Goodman Games is where you can get the hard copy, I believe. So that said, that's kind of the setup. The setup is this party is doing this as a fundraiser kind of thing. They gotta survive, but the funny part is you still die. If you die, you die. But if you don't die, all the money and everything you won goes to proceeds. There's different parts in here where you can take shots, and I might play that. I might bring that in because a part of it kind of comes into the battle we're about to do. If you take shots, it'll donate like $1,000 to the in fiction charities and things like that. But there's different little things about that. But I'm gonna skip over the race. The race is fun, but it would be much more fun with an actual bunch of people. And it's not that quick. You're riding. You gotta go down three laps of a river, kind of a bayou river, and there's this giant dire fish that's chasing you, a dire gar. I'm making it sound cool, aren't I? No, we're gonna skip ahead. we're gonna skip ahead to Battle of Bands, and I want to introduce the players. So this is what I've been doing is the very first one I did was the first level. The second one was the second level. This is a third level module. The team has kind of evolved over time. Last week we saw a new hey Pistol Shrimp, what's up? Last week we saw some new people. I really dig them, so I brought them on. One person, Sunburn, our cleric, she was with us since the first game. She blew out like all her luck last game, and I kind of felt, I'm always thinking, kind of always lost in Storyland, kind of thinking that she just burned out her luck and she was kind of done. She had to retire from the games, so we needed a new cleric for the team, and we recruited Untada. He's I don't know. He's from jungles. He's exotic. He's foreign. He can his big thing, his like shtick is snake charming, and he has, it's rumored and it's been proven, he's got these three highly venomous snakes. He's got a viper, a cobra, and an asp that he always takes with him, and then before a match he casts snake charm on one, and and snake charm lasts about an hour, which is pretty much how long the match would last, and so he'll always come in with one of them snake charmed around his neck. Tonight he's got a cobra. He's got a cobra wrapped around and charmed. He also comes with he's a cleric, so he can do lay on hands and heal and stuff. But he's neutral, not a butt, but he's neutral, and he's a little bit more of a what do you call it? A controller. A little bit more of a controller. He's got paralysis and a spell called Lotus Stare, where he can like stare at you and basically make you stand. I think it's just like stand still. It's not like charm person. It's more like you get lost in the hypnotism. His eyes go all funny on you, kind of like in The Incredibles too, if you've seen it. But by the way, I just saw that tonight, and holy crap, dude! The fight between Mrs. Incredible and the Hypno dude in the room was some of the best CGI art animated stuff I've seen in a long. I mean, it's really cool looking. Anyway, so welcome Untada. He's got a big cobra around his neck. He's awesome. Looking forward to seeing what he brings to the team. We have returning is Owlbear. Love me some Owlbear, the dwarf, the chaotic dwarf. He's got his nasty hand axe. He's got a shield featuring the logo of tonight's sponsor, which is who is our tonight's sponsor? Let's check that out. Tonight's sponsor is Double Sword Drow Cave Pale Ale. Taste the Underdark. He's got that the double sword drow insignia on his shield. We've got Brick returning. Love me some Brick, the thief. Brick's a big dude. He's a big thief. He's not a sneaky thief, but he can sneak when he has to. That's for sure. But he loves his 2 daggers. He dual welds a couple of daggers. And then we've got Supernova. Supernova's been with us since the beginning. She's awesome. Elf. She's got a new trick up her sleeve because she's turned level 3. And then we've got the Beekeeper. The Beekeeper's cool. Hooded as usual. Maybe this time, because he's level 3 now, his hood and stuff, it's a little more custom made. Maybe it's a little more striped like a bee, but not too gaudy. A little gold, a little black. And then he's got Bee Nasty, his familiar, the giant bee. Well, not giant, about this big. That's the Beekeeper. Where's his sheet? Where are you, Beekeeper? Ah, there you are. Okay, and yeah, he's got a couple new tricks up his sleeve too, because he's turned level 3 as well. That's the party, and let's get to the setup. So this is a fundraiser for Louisiana and the bayou and all the surrounding area that got flooded. So this has got bayou kind of flair to it, the whole module. And this first battle is Battle of the Bands. I'm going to read out the description of it. Just kind of set the stage. The door opens on a deck over a large indoor swamp. A huge cheer goes up as you enter the room. A stadium crowd sits behind force walls. That's everybody watching it. A three-sided video screen hangs over the room, listing your names alongside advertisements for next year's Baton Rouge Blues Week Festival. On the deck where you enter is a 7-piece band and their equipment. You step out between 2 stacks of amplifiers. The swamp is muddy and shallow, perhaps a foot deep, with odd clumps of land, each supporting a single Spanish oak. On the other side of the swamp room is another bandstand. You see instruments and stands, a drum kit, a stack of amplifiers, but no musicians. The video screen changes, and you see DJ. They call their DJs. They call their dungeon jockey. The dungeon jockeys are DJs. They're like the dungeon master of this particular Xcrawl. This one happens to be Le Tigre. Le Tigre. Yeah. Dancing with a white handkerchief. The camera zooms up close on her face. Okay, crawlers, you better be ready for this. This is the Battle of the Bands, and the stakes are your very own lives. The rules are simple. We pick a song, and our bands will begin the jam session, each trying to upstage the other. We've already divided the audience up. Crawler side, let me hear you. The northern half of the arena crowd cheer and wave handkerchiefs. A graphic applausometer appears on the scoreboard. It jerks sharply left to the side labeled Crawlers. Monster side, y'all got something to say to that? Huge cheer from the southern half of the audience, and the indicator swings hard to the right side of the graphical meter, reading Monsters. KK, this room is blessed with a true gumbo of our local music. Crawlers, you will feel its power or its wrath. The side with the loudest cheering side gets some good juju. The other side, well, she winks slowly. Crawlers, your job is to defend your band and destroy all the monsters in the room. When I drop the handkerchief, you better get ready to fight like hell to defend your side. Y'all better be ready. Go. She drops the handkerchief. Suddenly, a band appears on the far-off platform. They appear all to be undead. At the same time, you see a group of figures rising from the swamp, feral and yet man-shaped, hunched and savage. You see a gleam of light as they bare their sharp orange fangs at you. They move towards you silently. Okay, so what these creatures are were-nutrias. This is a nutria. And so imagine man-shaped big things like this with these nasty orange fangs and glowing red eyes coming up out of the swamp at us. There is a band playing on our side. And we've got to protect them. And a couple cool things about this. One thing is, at the beginning of every round, we're going to roll, and we're going to roll off between the two teams. And whoever fails that roll is going to be rolling everything one die lower on the dice chain, which means in Dungeon Crawl Classics, they're going to be rolling D16s in order to hit instead of D20s. Yeah. And then if either member of the bands gets taken out, then their bonus it's going to, okay, so we're going to be rolling 1d20 plus 6. Each side's going to be rolling it. 6 is the amount of band members on either band. And as we lose band members, that bonus is going to drop for either side. One thing I don't know, though, is they don't have stats for our musicians. We got stats for the undead if we want to fight them, but no stats for I'm going to assume these nutria dudes are going to go for the all right, let's see. Each member we got Lizard Man Henry on trombone. We got Johnny Sketch on electric cello and electric guitar. We got Clint Liquid Drone on a bewildering array of junkyard percussion. Eldrick Earl on slide guitar. Dixie Charbonnet on vocals. Portalmouth Brown on electric guitar. And Queen Bee Delphine Laurie on vocals and saxophone. They have special badges. If they get one hit, they disappear. But I don't have an AC for them now that I look at it. So I guess we're just going to give them a 10 AC. That's basically have no armor, so that makes sense. A 10 AC is your base AC. All right. Let's do this. Initiative. The undead guys are playing in the band. Oh, the song that's playing, I don't know if you're familiar with it. I had to look it up to see it, and I don't know if I like it, but it's Colin Baton Rouge. They're both playing it. One's band's playing a little bit more. Our band is playing a little bit more blues rock version, while the monster band is playing more of like a alt country version of it. It's cool. The undead musicians that are playing, they're like White Walkers. They're all blue. Well, I guess they're not really like White Walkers, are they? But they're all blue, but they're super cold. Super cold, as the players will find out soon enough. So, that said, initiative between the party and the Were Nutria. Okay, this party is going to be purple. Bad guys are going to be red. Oh, wait a minute. We're not rolling for the whole party. We got to roll everybody individually. Okay. Let's do it. Owlbear. 11. Brick gets a +1. Brick is 20. Beekeeper, 16. 17. Supernova. Oh, hold on. Like you be. Oh, look at that. Hold, please. Technical difficulties. There we go. 17. That was Supernova. 17. She gets +2, I believe. Yes, 18. Then 17 for Untada, who does not get a bonus. So he's wow. Everybody rolled. The adventurers rolled really good. I hope they roll good with their whole the whole battle of band thing. All right, so the Were Nutrias. 8 + 2 is 10. 10. Okay. All right, so it looks like Brick's going first, and then Supernova, and then Beekeeper, Untada, Owlbear, and the Were Dudes. All right, let's figure out this situation here. Pull up the map for me. Oh, the map's not actually all that great. So looks like we got 4 clumps of land. It's all swampy. Doesn't really give us a good idea of how of scale. So that's one thing this Xcrawl could really use is if it's gonna be like this, then it should be not so technical, but most of the other Dungeon Crawl Classics modules have like legends and because the characters have speed. They move 30 feet or 20 feet or 40 feet. And that determines what they can do. They can move and do an action on their turn. So we're going to say this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We're going to say it's 100 feet to the next stage. 100 feet to the next stage through the swamp. Seems good. And I think these Nutria dudes are going to be halfway out, heading towards the characters. Alright, what are our characters going to do? Brick's up first. Alright. Brick hasn't had a chance to be very thiefy. The last it's tough being thiefy in the Xcrawl games. It's a little tough being thiefy, at least in the last couple ones I've played, because it seems like they're all like lightly lit, well lit areas. It's hard to be sneaky and get in a backstab if you're like walking around in a bright room. This seems like a good kind of place where he might be able to slip off away. While things are going, oh, let's do this. The crowd starts cheering. The bands start heating up, and we're gonna see who starts with the disadvantage and the advantage. All right, we need a good monster die. All right, monster's black, obviously. Obs. All right, monsters are black. We're at even +6/+6, so we're just even Steven. Monsters are 6. All right, monsters are at 1 die disadvantage. 1 die down the die chain. Right. What are we doing? Brick. He's pretty good at climbing sheer surfaces. He could run across the... I wish I had taken a picture of this. What I'm looking at. Let's use the mind's eye. All right, he's going to try to sneak off. I'm going to say to the left. Okay, so these guys are in front of us. The band's playing. It's not super well. I guess it's got to be a little well. It's not super well lit. The lights are mostly on the stages. Yes. Like any good band, right? You got 2 big bands playing. There's lights beating on the stage, lights beating on that stage. He could conceivably, there's stuff over here, he could conceivably sneak off that way. He's going to look over at, the crowd sees it. Maybe the crowd doesn't see it, but we see it. He looks over to, wait, who was it? Was it the beekeeper? Yeah. He looks like he looks in the general beekeeper's direction, and the beekeeper's head happens to be looking at him, and he looks away. And Brick, they might have shared some kind of eye contact, and then Brick's gonna head out to the side there. I think that'll work. Let's see, and I'll let you in on the secret in just a second. 198. 198. Range varies. Okay. No. So Brick is not going to run away. No, he can. He can. Actually, he can. Okay. Brick's not that run away is the wrong word. He's going to sneak off. He's going to, we're going to roll. We're going to give him a, now the roll will come later when he's trying to sneak around people. So Brick's taking off to the left. He's climbing down off the stage. He's going to try to get lost in the swamp off to the, we'll call it the north. Next up is Supernova. Supernova. So she's going to cast a spell. Supernova walks up to the edge of the stage. She starts incantating. We don't know if she actually needs to do the hand thing, but she does it anyway because the crowd loves it. Looks like she's casting a spell. She gets a +3 to her spell check. As she's casting it, suddenly all these, like, at first we think it's like shadows, maybe from the trees or something, but then suddenly everybody can see that all these little, look like little, up close, they look little demons, little imps come, just kind of, she's sweating them. They come pouring out of her skin and out of her arms, and as she starts waving her arms, they come flying out. This crowd's going crazy. What is she even casting? People at home are going, I know she cast this last time. She's summoning an animal, and these imps come out, and they're like standing on the side of the right on the edge of the the bandstand. They're trying to reach for these creatures that are coming. Like they'd be attacking them if they were even close. And all you can hear is like this gibbering from these imps. And she rolls 11 plus 3 is 14, so she's going to succeed. And 129. I don't know how well she's going to succeed. What did I say? 14? Oh, that's a good succeed. Should always roll this with it too. Okay. She's going to be summons one mundane animal of up to 2 hit dice, or 2 animals of 1 hit dice or less. Okay. So, a flash of dark clouds appear over the stadium. Because these stadiums are usually, there's no roof. So there's a flash of dark clouds. Things go a little dark, which gives Brick a good minute to get kind of lost. And the animal just appears. What should she have summoned? Anybody in chat want to pitch in? Like, are we talking like, it's a 2 hit dice monster, which is, I mean, not monster, but it's animal, which is, it'd be a big wolf. It could be a tiger. Let's see, what else? What is a natural enemy of a nutria? To Google. Natural enemy. Natural predators, right? Enemy. What preys on? Oh, nice. Nothing. Various different predators, notably birds of prey such as bald eagles and hawks, cottonmouth snakes, garfish, dogs, turtles, and alligators. Alligator. So on theme. Let's do alligator. Boom. Dark cloud. Flash. Suddenly there's an alligator there in the swamp. It's a big one. It's 2 hit dice. Hit dice will give it it's a D6. So it's a it's 2 hit dice, and so it's 3 hit points. It's big. It's a monster, baby. All right. Anyway, it's still cool. So it's gonna do 1d6 points of damage. I mean, it's an alligator. So we're gonna add this into the mix. Alligator, 3 HP, 1d6, plus like a roll or something. It does like a grab and roll, where it'll do an additional 1d3 roll, additional like 1d3 until like the thing can break out and do a fort save. Fortify save fort. Anyway, Hansel. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Supernova summoned an alligator. We got an alligator in play. Next up, Beekeeper. He's whipping into action too. He does something like this. Something cool with his hands as well, because it's always about the crowd. The crowd goes quiet. They don't cheer when the beekeeper's going, because they know they wait till after he casts the cheer. Because is he doing something different? Why is he pointing at his bee? His bee begins flying around him, and he's doing something. Let's see. Let's roll. He gets a +5. Ooh, that's a 9. So he rolls a 14. 14, 198. So he's going to succeed. 198. 14. What do I roll in the D4? 3? Fierce aura. Okay. he casts something. The bee appears charged, and it rushes off, and it heads off this edge of the stage, and they want to cheer, but we're not sure what's going on because the bee's not going towards the monsters. It's heading off the stage where Brick went. But the bee comes off, and it lands on Brick, and suddenly Brick kind of just he's got this aura around him. The beekeeper casts something onto him and used the bee to do the touching because it was a touch cast, but because of his familiar, he's able to cast through his familiar. So he used the bee to touch Brick. And now that I think about it, this aura doesn't really help the whole sneaking silently thing. So I think maybe I screwed that up, but it's okay because what happens is he just cast strength on him, and now that aura indicates that he's got a strength of 18. So Brick, who's pretty fast, wasn't super strong, but now he's super strong. He's got a +3 modifier for 1d6 rounds. 1d6 plus 1 rounds. Oops. Boo. 3 rounds. That's all right. 3 rounds is good. 3 rounds, super strength. Or not super strength, but pretty strong. Okay, so that was the beekeeper. Untada. What will Untada do? Untada. All right. Yeah. So Untada, he's kind of like a buff debuffer kind of guy. He is going to. It looks like. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. 255. Let's see if this is a touch spell or not. Utada's going to cast something for sure. Okay. Yeah. Untada calmly walks over to Owlbear and places his hand on his head, on his helmed head, and speaks loudly to his god. Now, okay, so he. Oh, hi, Dungeon Kitty. Because he's neutral and Owlbear is chaos, he gets a -1. He's just 1 away from him. It goes law, neutral, chaos. They're not neutral isn't opposed. He gets -1 to this spell check, but he gets a naturally. He's where is his spell check? Did I not write it down? It would be personality +2 plus. Oh, he's got a +5 in spell checks. +5. So he's only got a +4. 13 plus 4 is 17. Huh. So he lays his hand on Owlbear, and he speaks loudly to his god Amantur, and Owlbear, as if they rehearsed it, screams out "Roar!" And you could swear you see him. He's glowing a little bit more than usual. He gets a +1 bonus to all attack rolls for 1 turn. So he's all charged up. +1 to attack. That was Untada. Now it's Owlbear's turn. How crazy is Owlbear? Does Owlbear just run up in the mix? That's how you get yourself killed in Dungeon Crawl Classics, though. But he only gets this for 1 turn. That's now. Owlbear, he still has never gotten used to working on a team. He's not a team kind of guy. In fact, he makes that kind of known. And the team is kind of used to him charging in, and he is a tank. he's not going to give these things in the middle of the thing any chance to get any closer to the stage. He's heading out there with a great roar and a leap. He's in the swamp, and he starts. You know, I don't think he only moves 20 feet. He's a dwarf. He's not gonna make it to these guys. So that blessing kind of like, we needed to roll better on that blessing of what needed to happen, for sure. Yeah. That's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Anyway, Owlbear screams. He's in the swamp now. He looks over. He sees the alligator there. They lock eyes, and they start heading towards these figures that have come up in the swamp. We're gonna make it so these figures, they're not all clumped together. They're gonna be kind of spread out. So it's not for now. But they move pretty fast in the water. All right, so that was Owlbear. He's on the move. And now it is our baddies. All right, so like I said, these guys are not... He's heading towards one. There's one... how many? There's 6 of these guys. He's heading towards one. There's another one. 2 flanking him. Let's see, 3. Well, there's 6, so that's quite a few. Yeah, they're in a good line coming across. And they might, group up. It'd be smart to group up on the dwarf. For sure. These guys move a lot faster than he does. In fact, let's see just how fast they do move. 30 feet. I said it was 100. If it's 100, that means halfway is 50, right? He's jumped on. He's moved 20. He's 30 feet away from them. That conceivably gives them a chance to... That gives them what they need. They're 30 feet to get to him. So, a couple of them. I'd say 3 of them are able to... 3 of them are able to get to him. Okay, so they come charging. They're coming charging the stage. 2 of them break off, heading towards brick, or like that kind of corner. 2 of them are gonna flank. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Okay, we'll do 2. Okay, we'll do 2, 2, and 2. 2 of them are coming at Owlbear. 2 are flanking on the left or my right, and 2 are going the other way because they saw brick glowing over here in the corner. So much for the backstabbing, but we'll see. So 2 are going to be able to get it to... They come up. Ooh, they're moving a lot faster than he expected, but he's okay with it. He's ready. He was expecting, this wasn't going to be an easy fight. Gets his shield ready, and they are on him. Big, and they're a little bigger than he thought they were. They are going to attack with their claws. Owlbear has a armor class of 16. Good luck, bras. Well, and good luck they have. One does, the other does not. So, we've got 1 lands its claws, and does 1d5 plus 1. Where's my 1d5? What does my 1d5 look like? I forget. Oh yeah, this guy. Right? No, this guy. It's 1d7. 4. 5. All right, cool. All right, it's gonna do 1d5 plus 1 damage. 3, 4 damage. So Um, he sees him coming up, puts up his shield. They both come. One slams against him. The other one slams and is able to rake his back as he's blocking with the one, and it cuts through part of his neck, shredding part of his neck. 4 points of damage. Yeah. Okay. The other two are moving on the right. Are flanking him. They're they're attacking the alligator. Well, they're getting close to the alligator. I said the alligator was moving too, but the alligator isn't going to move till what's her name's turn. So they're moving up closer to the alligator. The other two are moving closer to Brick, but they're not even close. So that's that. That's that round. Oh, hey, thanks for reminding me. So we need to back up. What did they roll? Okay. We got to re-roll for one of those creatures because they shouldn't have been able to roll a 17. The way the favor had worked out, they were supposed to roll one die down the die chain, so they shouldn't have been rolling a d20. They should have been rolling a d16, which means with his armor class, they would have had to roll a 16. They rolled a 17, so we had to ignore that and re-roll. Then it ended up rolling a 4. So it did not roll. So he did not take any damage. They come slamming up against him, and he holds. They're at a disadvantage. The reason I bring that up is because we're starting a new round, and now we re-roll. Black and red. Black is the creatures. Looks like the creatures win this round. So this round, the crowds go crazy. The creature side screams more than the crawler side. So us crawlers are rolling one die down. Brick, he's in the swamp alone. He's gonna see that spell. Well, I didn't mess it up. Now that I think about it, the spell doesn't always manifest as a glow. It was just happened to be what we rolled in the D4 told us how the spell manifested. So I couldn't have known that. So he's glowing. He's in the thing. He's got two guys that are looking like he's coming at him. What you gonna do? I don't know if you want to get caught on your own, or do you want to climb a tree? I'm gonna get him back up on the stage. He's gonna be better when he's not alone. If he's gonna be alone, he needs to be hidden, and he can't be hidden right now. So he's getting back on the stage. He's used his move to get back on the stage, and while he's doing that, he's actually got a javelin. Actually, he's gonna throw it while he's moving. He's gonna be pulling out a javelin, and then once he's on the stage, he's gonna throw one of his javelins. He likes to fight. He prefers to fight with double daggers. His whole goal was to get in there and try to get sneaky, but that didn't work. So he's jumping back on the stage. While he's doing that, he's pulling out one of his javelins from the back and throws it at one of the ones that's coming. That was coming for him. Javelin. What's the range on a javelin? Good question. Let's see. Javelin. 30, 60, 90. Okay, so these guys, they moved 30. They're within 30 right now. So they're about 20 feet away, actually. So they're in range for him to roll a d20. So Brick rolls d20. 10 plus, what's his missile attack is plus 4. So he rolls a 14. And their armor class is 13. So we have a hit. We have a hit with a javelin. Javelin does 1d6 plus 2. It's 3 points of damage. Javelin flies true, but it kind of hits one of the nutrias in the side, and then kind of rips through its skin and buries itself in the swamp behind it. It doesn't seem to phase it, and it keeps coming. Wait, did I just screw that up again? We're rolling the D16s. I got to remember this. I put that on you to help me remember. So what did he roll to hit them? Oh, no, he did it fine. Okay, he was supposed to roll a D16, which is basically a D20, but I got a D16 die now. Check this out. Where are you? I think I got a D16. This is, all right, that's a D14. That's not, this is a 24. This is a 30. I know, oh. There you are. I think. Yeah, there you are, yep. All right, D16. That's what the party's rolling for now. All right, anyway, he rolled a 10, right? So that's below 16. He rolled a 10, he had this modifier, he hit. He hit the thing, he did 3 points of damage with his javelin. We're moving on to Supernova. She has the alligator. She gives the command, kill! Crowd goes nuts as the alligator takes off to attack. The alligator moves pretty fast, I'm gonna say, because these nutria. She points it at. She points it at the ones that are attacking owlbear. She points it attack, and then she's gonna use her action to pull out her longbow. Yeah, she's gonna pull out her longbow. That's her action. So the alligator comes rolling up on one of the were-nutria. It rolls a 1d16. It rolls a 10. It comes snapping, and the were-nutria just kind of slaps its mouth out of the way. Beekeeper, what are you doing, brah? Keeping bees. All right, he with a hand wave, he directs his bee to fly out at the bee's over near Brick, so it flies out towards one of the ones that was coming, one of the two were-nutria that were coming at Brick. It attacks. It gets a bee. Nasty is a nasty bee. He gets a +5 attack with his nasty little stinger. He rolls a 2. +5 is nothing. So that's 7. He comes flying, and the beast just kind of ducks down and it flies by him. But that doesn't mean the beekeeper's not done yet. That wasn't his whole turn. He just orders his bee to do that. Yeah, he does that in one fluid motion. He points. Everybody knows that's the bee nasty point. But then the other hand comes up and he speaks a word of power at pointing at owlbear. I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure he can do that from there. This is what we're gonna say. Actually, now that I think about it, so these stadiums are open. There's no, and it doesn't really say anything about this in the module. It doesn't state either way. But I'm thinking this is a night kind of thing. So there's lights in the bands, so it should be dark. Oh, but these suckers probably have infravision. It seems like every creature has infravision. It's like, how are you supposed to be a thief and do something fun if everything's got infravision? Oh, touch. No, it's not going to work either. That's just for him. Okay. So that's not going to happen the way I wanted to. So, playing conservatively, he sends the bee off. On the other hand, he's pulling out his short bow. Because the beekeeper is also pretty good with the bow. He's pulling out his bow. That's his action. Untada. Untada. What you gonna do, Untada? Okay. Untada he likes one of his signature moves, and the crowd likes this too. He's kind of come up recently. He's kind of like a newcomer in the whole Xcrawl thing, but he's made a big splash with a couple signature things. One being the snake thing, but the other thing is he's everyone sees him take out his sling, and he's got a sack of stones, and he's casting something over them. And hold on, I gotta make sure I can do this. I'm pretty sure when I checked on this before. Wait, 240, 264. Yeah. All right. He's. Oh wait, this is not a good time for him to try this. He's got to roll especially high. His signature thing is to cast paralysis on. You can cast in Dungeon Crawl Classics. You can cast paralysis on your weapon, and if you roll particularly well, you can cast it on your missile weapon. So what he likes to do is cast paralysis on his sling stones, and he uses sling stone to paralyze somebody. But seeing as how he's rolling a d16 for a spell check, he's probably not going to be able to succeed in doing that. And knowing that the crowd's kind of against him right now, he's a smart fella. So he is going to, what could he do? He calmly takes the cobra off his neck, and lets him down off the stage into the water, and the cobra disappears into the water and goes off. And yeah, that's going to be his action while he's pulling out his sling. Kind of lets him do both those things. So he's still going to be doing his sling, but he's getting it ready. He's readying his sling. Okay, so Owlbear. He's right up in the mix with two of these guys, and that's exactly where he likes to be. He is going to attempt a mighty deed of arms. Yeah, he's gonna try to. Let's see. Let's do a actual. Let's check out what you can do, and do a named one. They give you a bunch of examples. When you're playing a warrior or dwarf, you can do a mighty deed of arms, and you can do pretty much anything you can imagine. Like, my first thought is he's gonna do kind of he's gonna try to hit both of them. I'm not sure if that's something. They can do blinding, pushbacks, precision, trips and throws. Rallying. Oh, that's for morale checks. Defensive. Signature deeds. Yeah. Anybody want to pitch in? Should he try to blind these suckers? Should he trip them and throw them off? I think they're kind of in their own element, so tripping them probably isn't. Blinding them would not be bad. Right. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna go for the head. He's gonna go for. Oh, that'd be cool to break a fang. Yeah, since these fangs are big and nasty looking and orange and they stand out, he's gonna see if he can. He's going right for the mouth. He wants to bust some fangs out of one of them. So he's level 3 now, so he rolls a 1d5 for his mighty deeds. And if he rolls a 3 or more on that, he succeeds at his mighty deed. Let's do this. Alright, 11 on that die and a 3 for 14. He gets plus 2, I think, too. Yeah, for 16. So he is not only hitting, he is succeeding in his mighty arms, his mighty deed. He's going to do 1d6 plus 6. Oh, plus 4 because it's his lucky weapon, the hand axe. He calls it his nasty hand axe. 1d6 plus 4. Yep. Plus 3. 4, 9, 12. Okay, so he gets a little over anxious. He gets a little bit of overkill. He buries his hand axe. Not only does he bust the fangs of this thing like right in the middle, but he buries it so deep that it just kind of goes right through its brain, and the thing falls back dead. Had no chance. He wrenches it out. The other it's their turn now. The other Wernutria that just watched its fellow die. It is going to run, but not backwards. It's going to run to the two that are facing the alligator. It can move faster than the armored dwarf and the water can, so it's gonna run to the two that are to the east, north, the south. The two that were coming at, they're going to be meeting up with the alligator. In fact, it is. I wonder how far away the alligator is. It wants to move away. In my mind, it was Owlbear, and then Tina, Supernova, was over here to his right, 10, 20 feet. The alligator is 10, 20 feet away. Those two are going. It's going to go join them, or they're going to come join him. I think they'd want to get away from. I think the dwarf in the swamp is a good place for him to be. Actually, he can't move. He can't be moving 20 feet. He can only move 20 feet at a time. 1 foot swamp, 1 foot water swamp should slow him down to at least 15 foot a turn. So he's going to be, these things know they can move a lot faster than he can in this water, because they're an aquatic mammal basically. So it takes off to go join its buddies and attacking the alligator. They're going to gang up on the alligator, all three of them. They're bastards. I mean, what the alligator would do to them? Alligator's got an AC of, I'd say it's got a little bit of armor, right? AC of 11. We got 15, 16, and a 4. So 2 of them are going to hit with their claws. He's only got 3 hit points. So, whoosh, 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 these 3 just fall on the alligator, rip it to shreds. The crowd goes, some of them even started naming the alligator, and it was like, it's dead. So now you're going to see signs that are like, remember Allie, or whatever his name was. The alligator's toast, just blood and guts, alligator guts. That was their action. The one moved in action. The other 2 were going to start moving towards. Well, let's see. Where are our players? We're going to use Owlbear as our middle, and he's out in front. Brick is over here. Beekeeper is over here. Untada and Supernova are over here. Untada was a little bit closer to the middle because he went up and blessed, but he's still on the stage. So these 2, these 3, they're killing the alligators, and they're looking up, and Tina is right in there. She's drawing out her longbow. They're on that side. they're moving towards her. Um, they're not going to leave behind the one though. He already moved, so they're done. That's 3, and then there's 2 more over here. They're looking at Beekeeper and Brick are back. Brick has scrambled back on the stage and thrown his javelin. Oh, and we still have the band, right? They're gonna split up. The 2 on the other side are gonna split up. They're gonna head towards the stage, but one's gonna flank and go around to the other side, the side that Brick had jumped up on, and one's gonna come straight up. One's gonna go right, seemingly for Beekeeper. Actually, they're both going for Beekeeper. He just does. They don't know it yet. The one isn't going to be able to get there in time. I think both of them. All right. The band members are going to be 10 foot away from the edge of the stage. They're playing in the back part. Our players are up in the top of the front 10 feet of the stage. So this one's going to come and it's going to take a whole action to scramble up on the stage. The other one is going to go around, but he doesn't get up on the stage yet. So we've got one on the stage. That was the whole action. And the other one's almost on the stage. So that's round 2. Rolling for crowds. Red is the players. Red is 14. Okay, so the players are the favored ones this time around. Well, that's good because they're going to have to fly into action. Brick, he sees the one heading around the stage, but then there's one on the stage. So he's going to try to hit it hard with well, he's got his 2 he doesn't have a javelin. He has his 2 daggers. He doesn't have any kind of special kick him off the well, I guess he could try. If we want to try to kick him off these are big. They're fearsome, thick things. He can't kick any of this. He'd have to throw his whole body in it. He's a big dude. He's a big he's a big dude, and even he knows he'd probably hit this thing and it'd stop him. So yeah. All right, so he's going to draw his daggers. It's pretty much the action. Well, the book does say you could move and draw a weapon as one action. So he's going to be drawing his daggers as he's moving to the one that's on the stage, and he's attacking it with both the daggers. Now, he rolls a d16 on both daggers because of his agility and because he's dual welding. He gets to hit with both of them, but he has to roll d16 for both of them. He does get a +3. That's a 2. That's not good. And that's a 2. All right. So he pulls out his daggers, comes at the thing, does a kind of a swipe, and completely miss it. One hits, but its skin is harder than he thought. It doesn't even connect. Doesn't really even cut him yet. He's gonna have to stab these suckers. So much for Brick. Brick tried. Tina has her bow out. The 3 that just ate her alligator. She takes aim at one. Focus and lets one fly. She gets +4 on her missile attacks. Oh my god, she's gonna need it too. 7 +4 is 11, which is a boof. So the arrow flies right by one of its faces, and it looks at her. And alligator's dead, so that's no fun there. Beekeeper, what you doing, Bee? What up, Bee? Beekeeper, he had drawn his short bow. One is on the stage. Perfect time for a short bow. He takes a shot at it. Well, yeah, he's gonna take one shot with his short bow, and telepathically telling his B to circle back and hit this guy. So we got an arrow from the front and a B from the back. B's gonna be red, arrow's gonna be black. I gotta stop rolling black for characters. The last night I couldn't stop rolling 20s with the black. Alright, so yeah, B and arrow. In fact, it would have been, if I would roll a critical miss on one of those, I probably would have hit the B with the arrow. Okay, arrow flies by, B flies by as well. And this thing's roaring and heading towards, it looks like the beekeeper at this point. Untada. Alright, Untada. He's got a sling out, but one's already on the stage. He takes sling. He notices the one on the stage. Wait, what's the? Yeah, he goes, "Stop!" Let's see if that works. Oops. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 and 4. I'm sorry, what did I say? 15? 15. Can speak a word at a target within 30 feet. It's got to fail a save. So will save versus spell check. So his spell check was 50. He rolled a 15, so this creature gets to save versus 15. Will save. Oh, crap. So it rolls a 17. So, Untada says, "Stop!" And words appear. The word "stop" appears in fiery letters in the sky across the stadium. The crowd goes, "Ooh!" But then the Nutria looks at him and then looks back and has no intention of stopping. So it did not work. He passed his save. Owlbear. Alright, so he's not going to be able to outrun these guys. He knows that. Owlbear is heading back to the stage. That's where the party's going to be anyway. Alright, we're on the Were Nutria. Yep. Okay, so the three that just ate the alligator are flying towards the stage. It's going to take them an action, a move, and an action to get up on the stage. But there are three of them on the stage now, right there in front of Tina. That's not good. She's going to have to drop her longbow and do some magic pretty soon. The other two, the one that's on the stage, it's tempting. He could barrel past. The beekeeper and go for one of the band members. Almost thinking he might do that. Well, he's got Brick there. Brick just tried to hit him. He's there. Beekeeper is a little bit to the side. I guess, yeah, this thing could just power past Brick and go for the band member. I think that's what we're going to do. The closest band member. We're going to give the band members have AC of 10. Aha! But the bad guys are rolling D16. Which is a reason why they should go for the band members. 12. All right. Who's our... we had a Lizard Man Henry on trombone. Brick, not expecting it, the weird thing, instead of going for the beekeeper, which I was kind of looking at before, but then Brick kind of tried to hit it, and it looked at him, and then it looks, and it zeroes in on the trombone player, boom, 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 and goes to grab him, and as it touches him, the trombone player disappears, and score goes off on the scoreboard that we are now down one band member. So the other one, meanwhile, is going to use its action to get up on the stage. So we now have all 5 of these Were Nutrias on the stage, and it's time to roll. The players now get +5, not +6. Black is creatures. Black is 19. Red is 19. It is an even scream. Everyone's screaming. It's even. Scoreboard shows even. Nobody gets a penalty this time. So it is Brick. Brick has his daggers out. Backstab time. I mean, this thing walked by him and attacked one of the band members. He's going to get a backstab in, which is awesome, because his daggers do 1d10 if he can hit with both of them. So he is rolling 2d16 on this sucker. His backstabbing is +3. So plus his melee attack, which is +6. So first of 7 + 6 is 13. That's a hit. Come on. 4 + 7 is 11, which is not a hit. Boo. Okay. But anyway, his backstab. Wait, hold on. Is backstab to hit or just damage? Tell me it's to hit too. I don't get to do the thief stuff as much as I'd like. Backstabbing. Wait, hold up. If he hits, the thief automatically achieves a critical hit. Yeah. Yep. I don't think it said damage. He's going to do a crit. That was just the +5 was to hit. So he backstabs with one of them. And he crits in a special place. And he's going to be critting 1d14 on table 2. 1d14 on table 2. Alright. 1d14. That is one of these fancy ass ones. 14. Yep. 8. Strike cuts a line down foe's face. He is blinded by blood for 1d4 rounds. Okay. So let's roll up his 1d10. So he's going to be doing... One of his daggers does 1d10 + 2 damage. So he's doing 4 + 6 damage. And that whole... I'm going to re-roll that one. Just because... on the crit chart. Because it doesn't make sense that a backstab would somehow blind his eyes. 11. Strike severs larynx. No. All right, we'll go with the first one. Somehow he goes to backstab, and maybe he comes around to try to cut its throat, and he cuts its eyes. He cuts its eyes for 5. Blood goes over its forehead or some shit. And he's doing, 6 points of damage. And this thing can't see for 2 rounds. 2 rounds. All right. Yes, that was Brick. Tina. Okay, so Tina drops the bow. Oh boy, she doesn't want to do that. Okay. She drops the bow and she casts the spell. Rolling a 10, man. We're not. So she's rolling a 13, which she succeeds. It's just not the best. Huh. Cool. What did she roll? 10, 13? Boo. All right, so she cast Magic Shield on herself. She's getting +2 AC for 1d6 rounds, for 4 rounds. 4 rounds of +2 AC, which is not bad. 4 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. +2, 14. Not bad. And what's cool is the what I rolled the first time on the d6 is that the way this is going to manifest is it's going to pluck. A giant hand is going to come out of air and pluck away attacks. So that was Tina. Drops her bow, casting her magic shield. Beekeeper. Okay. Beekeeper is definitely casting a spell. And I think he's going to cast it on the one. So he looks over. One ran by him and Brick is attacking it. The other one's crawled up, gotten up on the stage. He's going to point at that one and speak. Hi, Dungeon Kitty. And page 191 is where I'm going to get more info on what happens there. Beekeeper finally rolls a really good number. That's 18 or 13? 18. Plus 5 is 23 and a 4. Awesome. 23 and a, what did I just say? A 4. Okay. An image of a terrible. Okay. 23. Well, then he can, okay. He's casting, this is a new trick up Beekeeper's sleeve. He's casting Scare. It can affect up to, the way he rolled was so good that he can affect up to 3 enemies within 60 feet. So that means he's going to affect the one that Brick just went on because it's kind of behind him, the one that crawled up in the stage, and one of the ones that's at the other side of the stage. They get, hold on. They get a will save. But they got to roll a 23. Okay. So these guys got, let's see, what's their will? Their will is +1. They're not going to be able to do it. They can't even, I mean, they can try. They'd have to roll a 22, 17, 18, 15. So all 3 of them miss. So this is what happens. Beekeeper looks at the one, raises up his hand, and this vision of this monster appears above him, roaring and like a big predator of some sort. I mean, it even scares the crowd. This is the first time the crowd's seen the Beekeeper cast this. They gasp. No idea to be scared or not. The 2 of the Neutria near him, freak out and go running, and one even behind him sees it and freaks out and goes running. And they are running for 1d6 +1 rounds. 3 rounds. They're running, which might be enough time to, if they can vanquish the other creatures, this will pretty much be the end of the battle for these guys. So Untada's snake is in the water. It's going to be crawling up on stage. It comes out of the side of the stage, quickly and easily. It'll be part of its move. It's not even an action. and it's gonna bite one of the ones that is gonna attack Tina over the side. The two that are still on the stage. It gets a doesn't get any pluses. It rolls at a 16. It bites one of these guys. It howls. Whoops. It's going to do 1d3. 1 point of damage. But it causes blindness. The venom causes blindness. I think it's venom. Causes blindness. So 1 point of damage. The thing doesn't howl because it's got a high tolerance for pain. It notices it, but in a few seconds, by the time it's its turn, it's going to be blind. It's not going to be able to see. I think blindness means that I don't think it can hit at all, right? It could try to, like, flail around. I just want to check real quick. There's a little chart for defender is blinded. That's the defender. So I guess the whole thing is if it's blind, it's not attacking anything. But we'll figure out something for like blind, like flailing. Untada's snake attacked, but it's still Untada's turn. So he tried word of command, and it didn't fail. It just the fort save worked, or willpower save worked. So he might as well go. He's gonna go with that. I mean, if you're rocking the spells, you rock the spells. Let's do some Lotus Stare, man. Let's see what this spell's all about. This will be the first time I've cast it. 276. Yep. He's gonna look at one of the ones. He's gonna look at the one he looks over. He sees his snake come up and bite the other one. He's gonna look at the other one. To call out to the other one. And makes eye contact with him and rolls 16 plus 5, 21. So he I don't know if you can see it from the stands, but Untada looks at one of them and says something to the effect of "Hey." And it just briefly looks at him. Monster briefly looks at him, and he's got these kaleidoscope, hypnotic eyes going. And we rolled a 23, right? So forces it to stay. Okay, making brief eye contact with one target, the cleric forces it to stare into the swirling hypnotics of his gaze. The target receives a will save. All right, so will save. Let's get a +1. 21. Okay, it's okay. He needed a 23. The target remains hypnotized for 1d4 days. While the target is hypnotized, it acts on commands issued by the cleric, although it performs them as if drugged zombie, moving at half speed and taking a -2 penalty to all actions. Untada he's one for he's got a certain demeanor about him. He looks at him, he goes, "Go. Attack the others." And the Untada gets down sluggishly and starts moving off the stage. Then the other one, okay, Owlbear, he's watching these others run. And one of them's hypnotized and he's getting off the stage. Let's see, he'd be bitten back. He'd be getting up on the stage now. I mean, you're a heavily armored dwarf. It's going to take you a minute to get on the stage. So it's the Were-Nutria's turn. 3 of them are running for their lives across the other thing. One's heading off. The other one screams out because now it's enraged and it's blind. And it just starts swinging wildly. we're going to give it a roll to see if it just happens to hit one of the band members or anybody. Let's see what we'll give it. We'll give it a minus, give it a -3. 18. -3 is 15. That's more, let's see. It's more than Tina's armor class and more than one of the band members. Let's roll 1d4. Even is Supernova. Odd is one of the band members. He freaks out, starts swinging around, hits one of the band members, and boom, band member's gone. It is the new beginning of the round. If they can manage to kill, let's see, this is new round. So we got running scared for 2 more rounds. If they can kill this one or incapacitate it in some way, the referees will call this match. But they have to finish this one off. Brick looks over, sees the one freaking out, runs, boom, 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 and dives at it with his 2 daggers. Oh, wait. Hold on. We got to roll the... Yeah. Black is the Were Nutria. Okay. So the Monster Band is doing much better than the PC Band at the moment. So the PCs are now rolling D16, 1 die less. He comes at it with 2 daggers, which means he's rolling D14 for both of them. Where my D14 at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Right there. All right. So he's rolling 10 plus... this is not a backstab. 10 plus 3. So he's hitting with 1 and fumbling with the other. He's going to spend a luck point to make that not a critical miss. I mean, not a fumble. So he hits with one of them and does 3, 4, 5 points of damage. Oh wait, he's strong too. I forgot that before. I might have been. It's probably worn off by now. He only had it for 3 rounds. I forgot to keep track of that. But he only had it for 3 rounds. So I think he didn't get it. That would have given him another couple points of damage right there. But 5 points of damage to this crazy, insane one. A couple bounce, boom, boom, boom. He's able to bury one in the shoulder. It screams out in blindness. Tina casted Magic Shield on herself. She's Tina's pulling out her longsword. Untada, back to Untada. His snake is trying to bite. His snake goes for the bite again. 1d16. He misses. And Untada, he Lotus stared somebody. That worked great. He's still got his sling out though. He's gonna He's rolling D16. 12 plus 2 is 14. He beans him, this guy, on the head with a stone for 2 points of damage. 2. This thing gets hit in the head. It's still raging. It is not down yet. The beekeeper. All right, beekeeper. What'd you do? You just scared that guy. But you still have your short bow equipped. He scared him, or scared everybody, but he still has short bow. So he looks around, sees it, takes aim, and 14. 14 plus 2 is 16. He hits 1d6. 1d6 plus 1 is 3. It sinks into the Were Nutria's head, and it's big old things, and it falls on the stage. And the referees call, there's a whistles go out. The Crawler team has won. The Crawler band has won. And just for to what you would see if we were playing this is you would get the group. The announcer calls out what the group's treasure is for this round, and they got for winning this they got 5,000 gold, a mantle of the high priest, +1 on clerical spell checks, and lay on hands. Well, that's cool. That'll look good on Untada. We'll have to add that to Untada. Yeah, we'll take that. And 25,000 gold donation of wood and rebuilding materials from the Duke of New York. Yeah. So that was I thought that was cool. The band thing was a cool setting. I think if I really wanted to put the atmosphere, if I was going to actually DM that, I'd want to have the music playing with people. I think that'd be pretty cool. The whole either side having to go down. That's what I like about this. It's interesting, the die chain thing with Dungeon Crawl Classics, where it's kind of like I guess in 5th edition it'd just be disadvantage, right? It'd be one team would have disadvantage and the other one would not. This die chain thing is kind of cool because it's, you move down from D16 to D20 to D16 or D16 to D14, that kind of thing. So that's cool. That was cool. Next week, the next battle in this is cool because let's just say it's a whole lot of gumbo is the fight. Thanks for joining me. This is a blast. I love doing this. So if you aren't following me, give me a follow here or check me out. I'm going to be putting these videos up. They're always up on the Liching Hour on YouTube. And that's it. And check me out on Fridays as well for the campaign that I'm doing for Dungeon Crawl Classics. Other than that, have a great night. Well, Viva la Dungeon!